What if admitting to yourself that you were burnt out wasn't a sign of failure? What if instead of that, it was actually taking the first step to building a business that you actually love? There seems to be this amount of shame and guilt around admitting that you need a break. It comes from people that are online spouting that you have to hustle and grind till the day you die. If you're not working hard enough, you're not going to be successful and all this stuff. And that just couldn't be further away from the truth. If you think about burnout, it's not exactly failure. When you fail, that is when you actually give up. When you burn out, you've just learned the things that aren't working in your business that you tweak and then you move forward. There's loads of people that have been in that position where they've been burnt out and they've had to take that step away. Sonny Leonarduzzi, Vanessa Lau, these are all people that have hit that burnout stage, but they've come back fighting and their business is still a 7-figure business. Taking rest and looking after yourself is important. You can't always go 100 miles per hour. So if you're ready to admit to yourself that you're burnt out, or you are ready to prevent burnout, then let me guide you through this. It is about incorporating rest. If you have burnt out, take proper rest. We do need rest periods in our life. It's like if you're going to the gym, you're working on your legs, and you do a really, really grueling session on your legs, the next day you're going to rest and recover thy muscles so that they get stronger. It's the exact same with your body and your mind, and you're getting to the next stage in your business. You need to rest, recover, and then move on. Think about it like you would if you were going to the gym. So taking that time to rest is the first thing that you should do. It's all about prioritizing you. Because if you're in that burnout phase, chances are you've let things slide, whether that be your physical, mental, wellness, whatever. Never really subscribed to the whole journaling thing. It's not that I don't think it works. I think it's very, very good to get the crap out of your head. But for me, having a journal that I write into, I could never get into the habit of it, but I do see the benefit in it. For me, what has worked with me is free writing, where I just load up a blank Google document, or I'll load up some prompts on that and just type and just write whatever is in my head and put it out. Now this has been great because one, it brings all the negative thoughts to my awareness, because then when I read back, I'm like, oh my God, that was actually going through my head. No wonder I'm in the state I'm in. Some of my best content ideas have come in from my free writing time. And it's literally 25 minutes every morning. I just have my coffee, load up the computer, and just write for 25 minutes on the computer. A lot of people online, when they're talking about burnout and they're talking about self-care and they're talking about all this stuff, they're always talking about it from a mental point of view, but your physical body is just as important. Take that time to exercise. Make sure you've got an exercise routine that works for you. And this is something that my weight was up and down all the time. I'm good. When I need to lose it, I can lose it. When I'm not too fussed, I just seem to gain it. So I need to get a better maintenance plan, but that is something that I'm working on. You need to do some form of exercise. I think just even going for a walk around where you stay is a great way to get some exercise, but I like to do some workouts as well. I do them in the house, mostly to save me the drive to the gym, because the gym's like a 20-minute drive away. So I feel like that's 20 minutes of my day that I could spend doing something else. Taking that time to care and let yourself slow down, and just a bath is so underrated, yeah? But going for a bath, getting the bubbles, getting the smells, getting the nice soft music going, and even like incense or whatever, getting all that stuff going and just chilling, soaking, and letting your thoughts I like to imagine that my thoughts are just washing off my body, yeah? And that's when they go down the drain, that's them gone. Like, that's what I like a bath for, and I feel like just that time, what that pampering for you might not be a bath, it might be putting like skincare, it could be whatever it is for you, you do it. But take the time to pamper yourself. Look after the frame that you're in, because without the physical body, we don't have the mind and all that to get through this life. For me, one of the things that I always struggled with was meditation. And I don't know, maybe it was just a mindset thing, because I would think, oh, this is just all that woo-woo stuff, which over the years I've actually decided I really like this woo-woo stuff. But back when I first started getting into meditation, it was really, really hard for me, but I just stuck with it. And the benefits, again, it clears your mind. It just gives you that little bit of clarity about what's actually going on in this present moment. We've got a habit of attaching the past and attaching the future. I'm not one of these people that is all about being in the now constantly 24/7. I think we should definitely, our past is important to help us grow, and our future is just as important to know the path we're on. The present is just as important because this is the moments that we're making. This is the time. This is what we feel the majority of the time, is what is happening around us in this current time. You still need to be present, and I think meditation does that. It brings you back into the moment where you can rationalize things. When it comes to prioritizing self-care, meditation has to come into it. I just want to take this moment in this video to tell you about my 30 ways in 30 days, where I'm going to help take you by the hand and give you little small chunks every single day to help you accomplish something, to help you move you forward in your life and business, to hopefully avoid you getting to that burnout stage. And if you're in that stage, these are small, manageable little chunks that you can take every single day. I left the link in the description. It's totally up to you, and it's to help you get aligned, build your personal brand. And one of the biggest things I see with a lot of personal brands is they get to this level where they're maybe 100k, 10k, 100k, 50k, whatever, and they're broke. They don't know how to monetize it. So we're going to take you through the whole process of getting you in a good place, making sure everything's balanced so that you're not getting to that burnout stage, and then walk you through building an audience, making offers, and making money from your personal brand. So if that is something that interests you, go down and click that link in the description. I love to see it, and I think it's perfect for this time when you're feeling that burnout, because you've got little chunks every single day that you can do something that moves you a little bit forward towards your goal. Anyway, it's down there in the description, but the next thing to help you survive burnout is to revisit why you even started this thing in the first place. The power of that word why is incredible. I think when you hear children and they're like asking why all the time, why, and as an adult it can sometimes be infuriating, but I think we shouldn't batter that out of kids, because it is good to ask why. I think as a child you do it a little bit to annoy the adult in question, but I also think they're weighing up the options. Well, what's in this for me? A lot of people, when they do this exercise, when they're trying to work out why they're even doing this thing, they think it's like, oh, I want money, or I want fame, or I want... But these are all surface level things. Like I've said it in many videos before, if I was to drop 10 grand in your hand like that, are you just going to sit and look at it for the rest of your day? No. You're going to want to do something with that money. The money is not why you're doing this thing. It's the thing that the money can bring. But then they say, oh, well, I want to buy a new house. I want to buy a new car. I want to do all this stuff. Yeah, I want to make sure that I feel comfortable during the day to do the nice things. So why do you want to have money to do the nice things? Oh, because I always feel like I'm letting my friends down because I've never got money to go out. Also, it's no longer about the house. It's no longer about money. It's about letting people down. And why is it important that you don't let these people down? Because they've always got my back, and I want to have their back, and I want to go out and enjoy time with them. So it's about having the freedom to do stuff is why you actually want the money. It's not the money you want, it's the freedom it gives you to go with your friends, to make sure you've got a roof over your head, to do all that stuff. Nothing about the money. The money just gives you the comfort and gives you the stability and the security to do all the stuff that you want to do, to give you that freedom. Don't dance around the surface level. And the thing is, when you're burnt out and you're dancing around the surface level, it's not motivating you to take action, to get you to the next step. So you really need that why that is strong enough to motivate you. If you told me that my family was at risk if I didn't do something, or if I couldn't have the life I wanted with my family, that would motivate me to move. That is why you should be thinking about the deep things and not the surface level. Because the surface level, if you told me I wasn't going to get money, yeah, it might be a little bit gutted, depending on what that money was for at the time, but it's not going to give me the same drive as it would if you told me my family was screwed. Making sure you're not focusing on them surface level why. Ask yourself, go 7 levels deep. Yeah, keep on asking why until you can't answer it any longer, because that is probably the point where you are like, that is the reason. Yeah, when you can't ask why any longer, that is the reason why you are actually doing this. When you're burnt out, you're in this stage where it's hard to just get moving. You've got so many options and your brain just can't focus because you've not got the energy to put it on actually coming up with this great plan. So having a little bit of guidance and support is really, really helpful. Now, I would suggest you reach out to people and talk to them, but there is two things that I use a lot for guidance and support. And it's just, you might have your religion, you may have something else for this, but for me, it's astrology and tarot. And it just gives me that point, that guidance, that little bit of, right, this is the route that we can go. When I was coming out of that burnout stage, and I didn't feel aligned with what I was doing, knowing my birth chart really did help me get aligned with the path that I wanted to go on. And it's the whole reason I'm even here. Now, when most people think of astrology, they think of their sun sign, their star sign, but that is just the smallest part of your birth chart. It is who you are at your core. There is so much more than your sun sign because everybody's different. We all have an individual birth chart. It's all to do with a snapshot of the sky at the time you were born and the location you were born. When you can actually see the full chart, you then learn your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign, your Mars sign, all these different signs, and you can see the areas of your life that they have the most impact. So for me, I was focusing on marketing and sales and teaching marketing and sales for 15 years. And then when I looked at my birth chart and I seen in the 10th house, I had Cancer there. That was where Cancer was sitting on my chart. And I also had Mercury and Mars. So I'm driven by my career, and my career is to do with communicating. So it's very, very fitting that I'm using YouTube to do this. Like, that really does align with my birth chart. Now, if Cancer is in your 10th house, then that's like nurturing. That's support. Cancer's that sensitive water sign. They're good with careers, with healthcare, education, social care, all that sort of stuff. I started my working life as a psychiatric nurse assistant. Loved psychiatric nursing. Went to university, started my degree in psychiatric nursing. Dropped out because I took not well at the time, and then totally veered off course when I came back. There was that element of Cancer in the 10th house, and I was like, right, how do I align this? Because I don't want to go back to university and do another 3-year degree because I'd have to start at the start again. I didn't want to work in a hospital or in a healthcare environment. I wanted to do coaching and I wanted to do this. So this is how this whole business has came around. I would advise you that you have a look at your birth chart and you see what it has in there. Specifically look at your 2nd house. That is your finances, your worth, your physical worth, your material possessions, all that sort of stuff. The 8th house, that's to do with your investments, your shared resources. Little bits about intimacy can be there as well, your fears, even your deepest fears can be in the 8th house, to be fair. The 10th house is all about your career and public recognition. Look at these 3 houses and see what picture it paints for you. But even just knowing your sun, moon, and rising sign, it can give you a much better picture. And a lot of people do connect more with their rising sign than they do their sun sign. What do we actually envision our life looking like? A lot of people will say these, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be financially free, I want this and I want that and I want the next thing. It makes it very, very hard at this point because you're now attaching an expectation, which we'll get into in the next section. When you're setting your goals and looking at your vision, try and think about it. Think about it of like, what does your dream day look like? If you had money wasn't an option, you couldn't fail, what would your dream day look like? And this is your time to think back like you were a child. Be that creative, because that's going to inspire you. And for your goals and vision, you want to set a bigger picture here so that you know, like, this is my dream day, this is what it looks like, and this is where I want. Imagine what that day looks like. What would you be doing when you were in bed? Would you hop out of bed? Would you like a slower pace in the morning? That's me. I like a slower pace in the morning. And that's because that's the way I planned it. Yeah, after 10 o'clock, I will do what I need to do that day. So today, for example, now after 10 o'clock, I've done my exercise, I've had my shower, I've done all my stuff this morning, and now I'm sitting down recording this video for use. And this is my big job for today, so I need to get this video done, edited for tomorrow. But having that big goal and that big vision, that allows me to plan what I need in my life to be able to accomplish that. So a day job, for example, me going to a 9 to 5, isn't going to work long term for me, because I want to be able to have the slow mornings. I want to be able to take my daughter to school. I want to be able to spend time with a significant other when that happens. And it's not saying I want to be a millionaire. I want to be financially free, because that attaches expectation. So I always like to frame it as, what would my dream day look like? And this is your goals and vision. Now, before we actually get into breaking it down into chunks to make it achievable, you've got to remember you're in burnout. And the only way we can move forward is to let go of the shit that isn't serving us. Yeah? Let go of the expectations. That is one of the biggest things is that can hold you back, is having an expectation. I know for me, when I was learning marketing back in the day, one of the things was I expected YouTube to start delivering like this. It was because that's what I had seen on YouTube, I'd seen it on social media, I'd seen it all over the place, and I was expecting things to happen a lot quicker than they actually happened. I would never ever stay consistent. I would stay consistent for a short period of time, realize it wasn't fast enough, and then fall away from it. And I would go through that cycle over and over again. And that was because I'd attached an expectation. I don't like to set expectations, and that's why when it comes to your vision, I'm like, don't attach an expectation to this. Design your dream day, and let's aim towards that dream day. What do you need to do to get to that dream day? Not only did this affect me in business, it also affected me in relationships and other ways in my life. Like when I was in a relationship, I would shapeshift and people please because that's what I thought I had to do to keep that relationship. Because I'd attached an expectation. When it didn't meet the expectation, then I'd stopped shapeshifting, I stopped people pleasing as much. And it doesn't feel as bad when there's no expectation. Don't set the expectation in the first place. People pleasing is something that I really need to work on. I need to stop going in and saying yes, 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 yes. I need to set boundaries around clients, around everything. And for clients, I had to let go of done for you clients because the done for you clients weren't serving me. Whereas clients, where I can sit and have a chat and help them move them forward in their business and give them the information that's in my head, I love that. I love the emotional support and being there and helping, doing readings or whatever for these people. I had to let go of physical clients that they expected me to do, the graphic design, the whatever. I had to let go of all that because it wasn't serving me. It was making me burn out. Sometimes with some things, it can be hard to let go of them because there is that emotional attachment to it, or it might lead to something that there is an emotional attachment to. When you let go of something, it's that opportunity to grow. If it is something that is seriously holding you back, the universe will make you let go of it. So now that you've done all the stuff to get you moving forward again, it's actually time to start moving. We can't sit there and just hope that everything falls into place now that we've put it out there into the universe. It's all going to happen. That's not how it works. Yeah. This is one of the gripes that I've got with the law of attraction, because they paint the picture of you just sitting here and shit manifesting round about you. That is not how it works. You put it out there into the universe, you state that that's what you want, but then you actually have to do the shit to get you to that. If you're wanting to be that YouTuber, yet you don't start a YouTube channel, then you're never going to get there. Yeah, the universe can't magic up that for you. It's not that kind of a thing. Whereas if you set that, I want to be a YouTuber, and then you start to act like a YouTuber, then you can get there. So that we've set our vision, we've set what we wanted when we were doing our goals and vision. What did we have to do to act like that? You might not have the business yet. You might not have the money yet. You might not have the stuff you need to be able to live exactly like that. So you have to take it down a little bit. And it's when you're just coming back after burnout, it's about taking things slow, about starting small and growing. This is why I mentioned earlier on to go and check out my 30-day plan, because it does walk you through, gives you a little thing each day just put your focus on, takes you through yourself, like where you're working on your mindset and your self-care, and then it takes you through building an audience, offers, and making money from your personal brand. So again, that's down in the description, and it's a good plan to get you through the next 30 days and get you moving again. Look at your dream day. What does that look like? How can you start acting like you've already got it? Because that is key here. When you actually embody it and you start acting and stepping into the role, then the universe can start placing things around you, and that's where the manifestation comes from. But it doesn't come to you when you're sitting about doing nothing. Like I said, with my slow mornings, I had to work out okay, If I want this role, the first thing that I've got to do is slow down my morning. I can't rush in. And since doing that, oh my God, it feels so much better. Yeah, I feel so much more aligned. And I still am more productive than I've ever been because I'm working myself in a way that I like to work. So now that you've took that time to get to know yourself and do all that stuff, I know that that's what I want. And I know that that's how I can structure my day. So making that time in the morning, and if I do have stuff that I have to do first thing in the morning, like because it's creative or it's like one of them tasks you're like, oh, I need to get it out my road so I can focus better for the rest of the day. Then I still have my slow morning. I just bring it in a little bit. I rein it in a little bit. I would be then like, right, the next part of my vision is, well, I want to do more coaching and I want to have a personal brand. I then like, right, I need to become a YouTuber. I need to get on YouTube. So channel was started, videos were filmed, all that stuff. That needs to become a part of my schedule now. Yeah. Because if I am stepping into that role, I need to be filming. What is that for you? What do you need to step into to get to your dream vision? It doesn't mean that you're going to walk into this and it's all going to happen, but you're starting to build the skills, you're starting to get good at, you're starting to get the habits of the person that is in your dream day. The main things to really focus on here is what would that person be doing in their day, in that dream vision. The biggest thing here is that you're making sure you've got your health, wealth, and your relationships balanced. Yeah, we all need these three things in our life. One thing that really worked for me coming out of burnout was to work in small chunks. So I'd do, like, I'd maybe film for 25 minutes and then I would go and do some housework. And then I would exercise, or I would go for a walk, or I would phone a friend or do something other than work. And then I would do work for another 25 minutes. Thing is, the bottom line is you can start to adjust bits of your life to start to live like you have got that already. You might have to, it might be on a different scale and you can build up to that. I like, when I'm setting goals, I like to say, YouTube, I want to put one video out per week. I will not waver from that. If I set a goal that I want to have 100 subscribers by the end of the month, something outside of my control has got control of my goal. Whereas if I say I'm going to do one video every single week, I am in full control of that. And that is stepping into the role of somebody who puts content on YouTube. I want you to make sure that at the end of the day, you are actually saying, well done, you did good today. I'm proud of you. I love you. Because celebrating the wins, whether it be hoovering, whether it be filming a video, whether it be writing an email, whatever that win is for you, when you're just coming back from burnout, that's massive. That's amazing. And the thing is, the more action you take, the more you're able to, the more motivated you will feel. It's when you sit and don't take action is when you feel less motivated. So make sure that you're taking the action, but celebrate and reward yourself for doing it, because you can't rely on somebody else to tell you that they're proud of you, because you might be on your own at a time. You might be nobody around to notice it or whatever it is, but you can tell yourself that. And if nobody's told you today, let me be the one to tell you that I am proud of you for getting through this video and having the steps in place to move forward. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know I've probably been off on about 15 tangents. I'll work it out when I go back to editing it. Remember, I'm proud of you. I love you. You've done awesome getting to this stage, and have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week.